Hello everybody, this is Dr. Langdon again with a quick video about a recent announcement by the CDC this past week that the rate of exemptions for vaccines in United States kindergartners has increased to the highest of all time. Now, a couple of things to remember with that. That's a very flashy headline, but remember that was all the way up to a U.S. average of 3% of entering kindergartners have a vaccine exemption. So that's 97% that don't. The other part of this big picture that's concerning, though, is that we still haven't recovered to this same pre-pandemic vaccine rates that we had. So these two things have combined to decrease the total vaccine rate even below 97%. Also, this is an average, and so different communities may have very different numbers. Remember, our goal is to have at least 95% of the children vaccinated. And even though we said 3% had a vaccine exemption, we're still not up to the point of 97% being vaccinated because some children just don't have equal access to medical care or stable homes or a million other reasons. And so it's really concerning that in some areas, the overall vaccination rate is decreased below the herd immunity level, below the 95% threshold that can help prevent pockets of outbreaks of these diseases. So let's just a quick reminder of the 4 vaccines that are due at kindergarten. MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. Measles is one of the most deadly diseases for children, and people forget about it. We have generational amnesia because people in the younger generations have never seen children die of measles. It's horrible. Not only the disease, but all the secondary effects, the encephalitis, the pneumonia, the otitis media. And then there's one long-term side effect that is just completely uniformly fatal called subacute sclerosing panencephalitis. It is terrifying. Read up on that one. Absolutely terrifying. Measles also does a horrible thing to your immune system, makes you more prone to catching everything else because it damages your immune system forever. It's a horrible disease and extraordinarily contagious. So one of them is MMR, one is varicella or chickenpox, can also cause an encephalitis afterwards, or cellulitis of the individual lesions, and lots of not only the encephalitis, but pneumonia, otitis media, and those things as well. I use a product that combines those two, the MMR and varicella, into ProQuad for just one poke. And then the other two are DTaP, diphtheria, tetanus, and acellular pertussis, plus polio. And it's inactivated polio vaccine, IPV, so not live virus. The MMR and varicella into one ProQuad, that is live virus. The DTaP and polio can also be given combined in one called Kenrix, is the brand I happen to use. There are multiple brands that are perfectly safe and wonderful. And these things are all very regulated. There's a reason we recommend them at a certain time. Now, this increasing rate of vaccine exemption is interesting because when we've looked at them, according to the CDC report, these were non-medical exemptions. So we don't know what exactly is going on here, but can only imagine that maybe there's an increasing level of distrust of experts, expertise, the medical field or medical profession altogether. So there are probably a lot of factors at play here. And we as pediatricians are extremely concerned because we want to protect those children. We know that we don't get any money back from Big Pharma like everybody says. If you could see my house and all my used cars, you would know that I'm not getting any kickbacks, people. I'm completely transparent about this, and neither is anyone else. But if you understood, if parents who are so scared just could believe that we want to take the very best care of your children and we want to protect them and protect their classmates. And you know, when children go to school unvaccinated, it can accidentally and hopefully not on purpose, but it can put very much at risk those children around them who are immunocompromised. So we believe vaccines are like little updates in their software, their antivirus software, you could say, which kind of makes sense because we really are protecting them against some pretty bad bacteria and viruses with these so important vaccines. So one of the points I also wanted to make is don't despair or think, oh gosh, all the people out there are now refusing vaccines or getting vaccine exemptions. No, even though we're at an all-time high at 3%, most parents do choose to protect their own children and to protect the children around theirs in the classroom who may not have a normal immune system or may be on chronic steroid therapy or some sort of immunosuppressive therapy long-term. So I want to encourage you guys tonight that we've got to get these children caught up. Some of them just can't access medical care, so we've got to do better at allowing the very poor or children in really rough social situations to access medical care and get caught up on their vaccines. And that may be school-based health clinics, we don't know, but we've got to explore some new solutions to get these vaccine rates improved. But please do remember that the majority of parents choose to do what is safe and right and effective, and that is fully vaccinate their children on the recommended complete immunization schedule from the CDC, endorsed by the American Academy of Pediatrics, and all of your local pediatricians like myself who totally love your children and just want what's best for them and what will help them stay strong and healthy and protect them against sometimes fatal infections. I do want to encourage you guys too, if you are getting scared about things you're seeing on social media, I need for you to think about the source. Is that source qualified to give you medical or scientific advice? And when they say they've done their research, they mean that they Googled it. They don't mean that they were sequencing DNA or had advanced degrees in public health or epidemiology or infectious diseases or microbiology or immunology. They don't, because if you would consult any of those professionals, PhDs, MDs, DOs, all the people that do all the research, we're all in agreement that vaccines are the most incredible public health measure that has ever been witnessed. It is awesome. If you could see all the numbers and the data and the graphs that show the number of cases per year of deaths from individual diseases, and then the vaccine is introduced and those number of deaths crash to zero, it is a sight to behold. It is incredible and amazing. So please know that we care about your children. We want what's best, and trust people who are able to do actual legitimate scientific research. Be careful from where you get your information and talk to your own pediatrician about this, because we are very happy to engage in open dialogue. And I would also remind you that a lot of parents who choose to check that religious exemption box, at least in my state, actually, when I have asked them about this, because I'm genuinely interested in dialogue around this, had nothing to offer. And they actually didn't even have a religion or a faith or a chapter and a verse from scripture to offer me to explain their vaccine refusal. I truly believe they had just been misinformed, misled, and sometimes even intentionally misled. We call that disinformation, and they got that from the internet. So please be careful. That's why I started this channel, because I really want to help be a voice of reason and science out there to answer some of the bad information that's not evidence-based. Hope that was helpful. Thanks.